Hello and welcome. In this video we want to find derivative of the function f of x equals x to the 4 using definition of derivative. Find f prime of a if f of x is equal to x to the 4. First, let me remind you the formulas that we can use for finding f prime of a, or derivative formulas. F prime of a equals limit of f of x minus f of a over x minus a as x approaches a. But we can use this formula also for finding f prime of a. Limit of f of a plus h minus f of a all over h as h approaches 0. So let us start finding f prime of a using this formula. F prime of a equals limit of f of x is x to the 4 minus f of a. F of x is x to the 4, so f of a is a to the 4. Simply replace x with a to the 4, all over x minus a as x approaches a. For finding this limit, if you look at the numerator, we have x to the 4 minus a to the 4. We can use the difference of a square's identity to factor numerator like this: x to the 2 minus a to the 2 times x to the 2 plus a to the 2. We can factor numerator this way. Let me remind you the difference of a square's identity. A to the 2 minus b to the 2 equals a minus b times a plus b. Based on this identity, we can write x to the 4 minus a to the 4 as x to the 2 minus a to the 2 times x to the 2 plus a to the 2. Now, in the numerator, if we use this identity again for factoring x to the 2 minus a to the 2, because look at this fits with this formula, with this identity. So we can factor this as x minus a times x plus a. So in numerator we have x minus a times x plus a times x2 plus a2 all over x minus a as x approaches a. Now, by comparing numerator and denominator, x minus a from numerator with x plus a from denominator, they cancel each other. This cancels with this. What remains is limit of x plus a times x2 plus a to the 2. If you plug in a for x, the limit would be a plus a times a2 plus a2. 2a times 2a to the 2 would be 4a to the power of 3. So, derivative of the function f of x equals x to the 4 at point a is 4a to the power of 3. If you know the power rule for derivatives, probably you know that derivative of x to the 4 is 4x to the 3. So f prime of a is 4a to the power of 3. Now let me show you how you can use this formula for finding f prime of a for this function. First, let me rewrite the formula here. f prime of a equals limit of f of a plus h minus f of a all over h as h approaches 0. And the function is x to the 4. F prime of a would be equal to limit of f of a plus h is a plus h to the 4. And f of a is a to the power of 4 as h approaches 0. For finding this limit, you have to simplify numerator. To simplify numerator, maybe you think to expanding a plus h to the power of 4. And basically, if you know the identity for this, you can do it with the identity. But if you want to find this by multiplying a plus h by itself 4 times like this, it takes a lot of time and it needs a lot of algebra to do. The better way, instead of expanding a plus h to the 4, is to use again the difference of squares identity. Consider this as a and consider this as b. So we have like a to the 4 minus b to the 4. So basically we have a to the 4 minus b to the 4. We can write it as a to the 2 minus b to the 2 times a to the 2 plus b to the 2. So in this way we can simplify numerator easier. So let us start simplifying the numerator. If we factor numerator with the difference of a squares identity, we have this over h as h approaches 0. So again, let me review. This is like a and this is b. A to the 4 minus b to the 4 is a to the 2 minus b to the 2, or times by a to the 2 plus b to the 2. Now look at the first bracket in numerator. Again, you can open it with the difference of a squares identity, and you can write it as a plus h minus a times a plus h plus a, and keep the second bracket a plus h to the 2 plus a to the 2 all over h. If you look at this first bracket here, a plus h minus a is h, and that h from numerator can be cancelled with this h from denominator. If we cancel these two h from numerator with h from denominator, then by direct substitution we can find the limit. So if we cancel h, then in numerator we have a plus h plus a times a plus h to the 2 plus a to the 2. If we substitute 0 for h, this bracket is 2a. The other bracket would be a to the 2 plus a to the 2, 2a to the 2, and it equals 4a to the power of 3. And you can see that the answer is the same answer that we got here with the first formula. The answers are the same. I hope you like this video and see you in the next videos.